Hey everyone, welcome back to We Are Chattin, your Penn State Brandywine podcast. We're your hosts, Ava Clements
and Natalie DeMario.
And today we are chatting with Blondell Reynolds Brown.
Blondell is a Penn State Brandywine alum, former Philadelphia City Councilwoman, and author of her book, Walking a Tightrope Backwards in High Heels.
Blondell, welcome to We Are Chattin. We're so excited to have you here today.
You're not more excited than I am.
Oh, well, welcome on.
Yeah,
We're excited
awesome.
today.
I want to thank Bill Tyson for the opportunity. I don't take opportunities like this lightly. It's very
Awesome.
much
That's
appreciated.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, we're really happy to have you here.
Okay.
All right, and let's jump right into it. And let's start from the top. So what led you to attend Penn State, and more specifically Penn State Brandywine?
Of course. Well, I in my younger days,
You're still young. In the days.
at Girls High School. I was a finalist on the gymnastics team, and when I began to do my homework on where I wanted to go to college, Penn State ranked very, very high for women in gymnastics and girls in gymnastics in Westchester. That was the biggest consideration. And secondly, I wanted to stay home because my family circumstance was that my mother had recently buried our father, and she was left to take care of 7 children by herself, 6 girls and 1 boy. And college was never an option for us; it was a requirement. But I had the responsibility to help. So what Penn State Delaware County campus offered at that time, because then it was Penn State Delaware County campus,
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It offered the opportunity to commute, which was ideal for me. And so for 2 years I commuted, and I loved it. Penn
Awesome.
State gave me a yes, and Westchester turned me down.
Oh, man.
Wow.
So we bleed blue and white here.
Yes,
We're
we
Penn
do.
State. We're Penn
We
Staters.
are.
Everything
We
happens
are.
for a reason.
Absolutely. All right, so you attended Penn State Brandywine in the early 1970s, just a few years after it was first established. So what was the campus like back then?
Well, believe it or not, this was not the campus. For the first year, we traveled to Chester, Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Okay.
Chester, Pennsylvania, in one building while this one was being built.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
so we were able to, we meaning a group of us, there was a critical mass of African American students. So
Okay.
we would help each other commuting back and forth to campus, because I really do believe that even then there was no bus that we could catch to come to campus. Maybe a train, but not a bus.
Like a shuttle almost?
A shuttle bus.
Gotcha,
Mhm,
okay.
From the train station. That's
Okay.
exactly right.
Okay.
And so, my sophomore year, this beautiful building opened up, and the hub, well, I don't know what it is now, but this was the only building.
Oh,
Imagine.
okay.
Just
Wow.
imagine.
One building?
Yes. Wow. And it had
That's
a hub,
crazy.
so we I remember playing pinochle in between classes.
Oh my gosh.
And it was a wonderful experience. I'm very thankful for the decision that I made, because Penn State gave me everything that I needed.
Absolutely.
The commuting experience, and then the opportunity to go to University Park my junior year.
Yeah, it really is just full of opportunities, even when you're not even looking.
That's
and then they just
but we
pop
have to
up.
be willing to seize them.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah. So we understand that you majored in early education while you were here at Penn State.
I did.
What led you to want to take that career path initially?
Well, my mom was an elementary school teacher,
Okay.
and my grandmother
Wow.
was an elementary school teacher. So as an African-American student, I was not first generation, which was rare. And that's all I really ever knew was teaching. And so I completed my undergraduate degree in education and loved Penn State so much that I went right back after my senior year and did my graduate studies at Penn State as well in counseling education.
Okay.
And loved that as well.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's awesome.
And so I have no regrets about that. And we try to move through life to limit our regrets. It gave me what I needed at that time, although my interests changed as I began to grow my career.
Yeah, I was going to say, to kind of go on to our next question, we understand that you were a councilwoman in Philadelphia for 20 years.
Yes.
What kind of made you decide to pivot your career from teaching to become a city councilwoman?
There were a number of detours along the way.
Okay.
And as young women, you'll learn that we have to be open. There's some windows that are only going to open one time. And when they open, we must be analytical for sure, but seize the moment to at least examine the possibility. And that's what I did. I became bored very fast. after 3 years of teaching and wanted to do something more. And I taught, then I went into youth development programming, and for about 4 or 5 years wrote youth programs, evaluated youth programs, and then got a chance to work for Penn State.
Wow.
For 5 years.
Awesome.
As
No
director.
way.
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes, it was cool to come back as an alum.
Full circle moment.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It truly was. I interviewed. It was a very, 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 very tough interviewing process. I went through like 3 interviews.
Wow.
And then the director of admissions, Dr. Robert Dunham, they flew me to University Park for the final interview session round, at a table with lots of folk, and I won that opportunity. So I was responsible for the recruitment of students for the Philadelphia region, encouraging them to come to Penn State University with the specific task of increasing and elevating the number of minority students.
Wow.
So we did a great job in reaching out and touching the hearts of first-generation college students. Did that for 5 years and loved it and wanted to continue to do it, but to grow my career at Penn State, I would have had to go to University Park for the next level. And I wasn't willing to go back as an African-American woman, single at that time, because there would be no prospects, quite frankly, right?
Priorities are straight.
Yep.
Because I knew at some point I wanted to be a wife and a mother. right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I didn't go.
Okay.
And,
Hey, you got the most out of it that you could.
Oh,
and then
you did.
It gave me everything I needed for the next level.
Yeah.
But the pivot for me to move into the world of electoral politics, I got a chance to watch. Well, first of all, when I was here, I was elected treasurer of the student government.
Okay.
Who knew?
Okay.
And, I mean, a
little bit of a foreshadow
Yeah,
there.
right.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
Who knew, right?
Yeah.
And so I reflect on that time because I'm like, running for what? But I ran, and I got elected. And so if you plant that seed, fast forward to the late 80s, early 90s, I was struck by the Democratic National Convention, where citizens coming from around the country of all persuasions and ages to convene about how to select a nominee, Democratic nominee for president. And you were not born yet. But at that time, it was Senator Kennedy, the youngest Kennedy, and President Jimmy Carter.
Okay.
Yes.
So I went to that experience, became totally captivated by the idea, and began to volunteer on campaigns.
Wow.
Volunteered for many years. But then had an opportunity to now work in Harrisburg. And in Harrisburg, this was the picture. The 50 state senators, each state senator has one legislative aide. So there's 50 legislative aides. None were of color and none were women.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Wow.
And that struck me. I would enter these rooms and I was not represented at any of those tables. So I remember leaving a session on the Senate Education Committee, because I was assigned to the Senate Education Committee, which was great because my degree was in education, right? And now I'm on the legislative policy side. And I said to my boss, Senator Fatah, I said, I go into these rooms, we're talking about, children and families, but there's nobody who looks like me. And his response was, Blondell, don't complain about it, be about it. And that seed led to me ultimately believing, well, if you want to make a change, you have to be a part of the change, which means you have to get in the ring.
Yeah.
And so 2 or 3 years later, I ran for city council at large, and I lost the first time. But also, losses can be lessons. I learned a lot, and I ran a second time 4 years later and became elected. And for 16 of those 20 years, I was the only woman of color running at large as a Democrat.
Wow.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
When you face something such as not winning an election, what to then run again, what did you take from the experience of not winning, and how did you implement that into, okay, this is what I'm going to integrate into my next campaign and how I'm going to get there?
Yes. There are a lot of lessons. You lick your wounds, right? I wept for the summer. My former husband was at a loss as to what to do. But you lick your wounds and you re-examine your heart, your spirit, and your ambition and your goals. And if the passion and is still as strong, then you figure out what you need to do differently to get it right second time around.
Right.
And when you look at athletes and entertainers and celebrities and elected officials, there are a lot of people who had a lot of losses before they had a win.
Absolutely.
Okay, we can talk about Oprah Winfrey, we can talk about Michael Jordan, we can talk about Bill Clinton. All of us experience a loss, but with adversity comes learning and how to do it right and or differently the second time around. So I did an analysis and assessment, figured out what did I need to do differently the second time around, because I reckon with the fact that I really love public policy. I love how it can change people's lives. And so I pulled together a plan, created a new team, if you will, of volunteers. And after I delivered my daughter, I ran the second time around and got it right.
Wow.
Oh, I love it.
What I gather from that is that, not to give up on something that you're passionate about, and that sometimes getting knocked down, it only makes you 10 times stronger.
It should.
And it tests your...
who you're made of,
Yeah.
what you're made of,
Yep.
and what you are, is what you want worth fighting for.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I have a number of rules of thumb that I live by. And one is, the first rule is that you don't quit. And the second rule is to remember the first rule.
That's the best.
Don't quit.
Don't quit.
If it's fire in your belly and you really want to do it, then you have to hold fast to your dreams. You really do. Because ultimately you have to live with yourself and look at yourself in the mirror. And I don't want to go to my grave being a wish I coulda, shoulda, woulda
Right.
kind
Yeah.
of woman. Right?
Yeah, for
and
sure.
so it may take several tries. I mean, I think Oprah Winfrey's story is so phenomenal in that her boss in Baltimore didn't think she had the right stuff to ever be an anchor. And look at her today.
Right.
And so we must never allow others to define our destiny.
Absolutely.
For
not.
sure.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think it's important also to kind of backtrack a little bit. I like what you said about, when you're faced with an opportunity, go for it. Go for it.
Seize it.
You
'cause
know,
the
seize
window
that
may close.
opportunity. And, we had Dr. Wells on here on our podcast a few episodes back, and she was basically saying the same thing. Like, you never know when that door's going to open again.
Oh, and
so
sometimes
go
it
through
might not. Sometimes it
Exactly.
might not open.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so you have to seize the moment.
For sure.
Yeah,
For
and that,
sure.
that definitely stuck with me too. So
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah, and I love conversations like this because it does start that little fire
Yes,
inside
it
of me.
does.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
it's very, very uplifting and inspirational, and we all need that.
Absolutely, yeah. So a little bit more on your time on city council. You passed legislation and advocated for causes including Fund for Children, Women on Boards, early childhood funding, and mentorship funding. What's one story that you heard while advocating for these causes that made you think, this is why I'm on city council?
What one story would be? What one would be the story I just shared, where I walked into too many rooms, even after went on city council, where there were limited and or no women, and few or no people of color. And so, in many of the gazillion hearings that I did over 20 years, those who were coming before city council knew that I would be asking the question, how many women are on your board? How many women are in your organization? Are there any women in leadership? Is there anyone in your organization that looks like me? And if I was not happy with the answers, then chances are I will not be supporting your proposal.
Absolutely.
Because that means you have not reckoned with the fact that we live in a very diverse world. And that's the future. It's now and the future. And it also suggests that you don't care about, you're not sensitive to, you haven't realized that when you have diverse opinions at the table, research says that you actually have better outcomes.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'd 100% agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
If not, it becomes an echo chamber.
Yes,
I mean,
it
let's
does.
be real, you know?
And oh my, echo.
we've got too much of that on social media. We
no.
don't need to carry that over into real life.
No, not at all. Not at all. All right, I guess to shift a little bit,
Sure.
as we mentioned in your introduction, you recently published a book called Walking a Tightrope Backwards in High Heels.
Yep.
How did you come up with that title?
Well, I love high heels.
Don't we all? I love it.
Awesome.
And I wore them for 20 years.
Wow.
Love
Right?
it. I love it.
That's number one. Number two, I love black and white movies. And when I was younger than you all, right, there were black and white movies that featured Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers.
Okay.
Both amazing dancers. And if you ever get a chance, Google them on YouTube, I guess. Fred Astaire always danced forwards in flat shoes. And Ginger Rogers always danced backwards in high heels.
Okay.
Imagine that image.
Yeah.
Right.
And I knew that. And so I was doing an interview in 2006, and the reporter asked me about what it meant to run citywide. I said, well, you know, it's really like walking on a tightrope backwards in high heels. And it stuck.
There it was.
It actually stuck.
That's it.
Because I had to go back in my notes and articles and say, when did I really first say that? And so in city council, I would say in a lot of my speeches on the floor, for those of us who are walking on a tightrope backwards in high heels, and then I would complete my commentary. And so when I had to make a decision about my book, I'd already been using it, and I actually used walking on a tightrope backwards in high heels blindfolded.
Oh, wow.
And my publisher said, that's really too long.
Style
Cut it back.
back.
Cut back on an obstacle.
And so I reluctantly agreed to them deleting blindfolded.
Okay.
But that's what I did, and I guess it's a metaphor for mothers, working mothers, who walk in a tightrope between ambition, you know, for the goals that we have, but also being a mother and a wife. And it is a tightrope walk because you're always trying to seek the balance between two worlds that you care about. And so it's a beautiful tension, if you will. And so that's the metaphor behind the title of the book.
I love that.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
I guess to go a little bit more into the book, this Walking a Tightrope Backwards in High Heels is a memoir about how you balanced working in politics while also being a single mother, which we just discussed.
I became a single mother.
Right.
I started out married. Wonderful, wonderful marriage. He was a beautiful dad, but I had this, to him, crazy job, you know, crazy position. And I did not do well in figuring out that balance.
Gotcha.
And so I went through a very public divorce and a career firestorm that collided at the same time.
Wow.
And that, too, is a metaphor behind the tightrope walk.
Wow. So there's layers to it.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, positively.
So what overall inspired you to write this book, and what do you hope that the readers can get out of it?
My daughter inspired me to write it because when I retired from city council on my terms, and I say that with intention, and if you read the book, you'll see why, I wanted to do something more. And I officially announced my retirement. And at the beginning of COVID, I pulled out all of my daughter's children's books because I always wanted to be a children's book author when I grow up.
Oh, that's
and now I
great.
had the time,
Yeah.
right? So I'm pulling out all these books that my daughter was familiar with. And she said, Mom, like, what are you doing? Like, really?
It's my books.
And now she's a
going on
first
here?
year law student, so like she's really like trying to figure this out.
Wow.
I said, well, I told her what I just shared with you. I've always wanted to write children's books, and now my life is, you know, I have the time to do it. And she was like, Mom, you have a story to tell. You should write your story. And I give her full credit
Wow.
for, again, having me pivot to tell my story and write my memoir.
That's
That's
amazing.
awesome.
Can you hold up that book for our
I'd be
YouTube
hap-
watchers here?
I'd be happy.
That's amazing. Walking a tightrope backwards in
high
high heels. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Great.
It's a great cover.
Yeah, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I love
and
it.
The quick story behind the cover is the photographer took 702 photos in 2 hours,
Oh my gosh.
and I had to narrow it down to one.
To one.
And I couldn't get to one. I really wanted this one, the one in the yellow.
Okay.
Right? But again, speaking to my daughter, who was a journalism major, communications major at Syracuse, she said, Mom, the yellow speaks to your old, the old career. The red looks to the future.
Absolutely.
And what it really does.
It
doesn't
absolutely does. I think you
For
want the
sure.
good choice
I
there.
thank her for that. I
Absolutely.
cannot take credit for that selection of that.
Awesome.
You got to give yourself more credit. That's,
Yeah.
that's a big deal. All right. Next question. Your life motto is dream big, and if that doesn't work, dream bigger. What inspired you to adopt that motto into your own life?
What inspired me, because that's what life is really about. Not all of us get it right the first time around, and we should not beat ourselves down for it. Just figure out, one of my favorite expressions is figure it out.
Yep.
figure it out how you can do better the next time. And readings like Move Ahead with Possibility Thinking, I believe in being a possibility thinker that forces you to think bigger, right? And making it happen. Another great book that I read prior to my retirement speaks to how you have to keep pushing until you get it right. You have to figure out the pros and cons, and then craft a strategy that is going to require you to move the ball, move your goal, and to do that you have to think bigger. In spite of the misstep or the faux pas or the molehill, right? And so that's my motto, and I've used it and shared it with my daughter and others, that we always have to think bigger if we want to achieve our goals.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah.
And I think what's so great about living by this motto is that it's so universal, and it can really translate into any situation or opportunity. And I think it'll speak to a lot of people out
On the
there.
personal side and career side.
Absolutely.
Right?
I think it'll resonate with a lot of our students here as well.
Yeah.
That's important.
And students need to hear it.
For sure.
Because we trip up. Sometimes all of us mess up. No one's perfect.
Yeah.
But it's temporary. It's temporary. So figure it out and then think bigger the next time, because now you have the benefit of the lessons.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And I'd love if you could show our viewers what these books.
Yes, this is Move Ahead with Possibility Thinking. It's very battered. It's the book.
That's how you know it was good.
Oh yeah.
The book I read my last semester in graduate school, because now I had to
way.
figure out what I wanted to be when I grow up.
Yeah.
And I read this book, and I've gone back to it many times when I've had to make career decisions. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful of teaching you to always see the glass as half full.
Gotcha.
Right? And
What else do we have here?
I have here Passion for Excellence. The first one was called In Search of Excellence, also by Tom Peters. I read them both.
Okay.
And when you're a woman and when you're African American, when you're a minority of any type, you can't show up half-stepping. You can't show up being average. I'm a firm believer. I teach it. I believe it. And I've lived by it, that we have to be excellent in every endeavor that we undertake. Our footprint and our handprint has to be excellent, or else you're dismissed, right?
Absolutely.
And so these books really anchored my thinking and my approach to everything.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have to give those a read.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
And
Making me
it never
excited.
goes out of style.
Oh,
It
No.
never goes
Yeah.
out of style.
I'm sure.
Never goes out
Advice
of
like
style.
that does not go out of style.
No,
It
not
just
at all.
carries on.
Nope.
Speaking of advice, what advice do you have for students who want to follow multiple passions in life?
Just do it. That Nike commercial,
Yes. Yep.
just do it.
Wow.
If we want to have a full life and understand that we're going to be inspired at different junctures, different touch points, pay attention to those touch points, because the pivot could be good for you.
Yeah.
And if you approach life that way, then the world is your oyster. Now, we have to be smart and strategic and intentional, right? But we have to also be open to the possibilities. And again, that's what this is about. Be open, have possibility thinking. So that's what I will offer up, to be open, to always be prepared. Proper planning prevents a poor performance.
Wow. Prior
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
Prior
Try to say that 3 times fast.
proper planning prevents
a poor performance.
performance.
We must
Oh
always,
my
always.
gosh.
That's my Girl Scout motto. My daughter got sick of me talking about it. I really
Like,
didn't
Mom,
care.
come on.
Right. No.
It's important that you be prepared.
Yeah.
Right? What's that
100%.
expression? Show up 15 minutes early, because early is later. If you
Oh,
arrive on
it's-
time, you're late. Whatever that expression is.
Yeah.
Part of that is preparing to show up always
Yep.
prior to showtime. And that comes from my dance training too. So I would offer up to young people to be open, to seek to be excellent in your studies, because it's the foundation required when you launch at the end of your senior year. You can't wait till your senior year to be fabulous. You can't wait till your senior year to be excellent. You have to prepare and be consistent and disciplined along the way.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
that's what I would share.
That's a great piece of advice.
It's a great message to our students here on campus.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Whether it's, getting involved with clubs early on, organizations,
Yes.
extra classes.
Yeah, let's talk
You
about
know,
that for a minute.
it's-
It's so if you want
Yeah.
to be well-rounded, then
Yeah.
academics are important. That's why we come here. That's why we pay tuition.
Yes.
But to enjoy a fully rich, fulfilling college experience, do something in addition to your studies.
Agreed.
And the options are numerous.
Endless.
Oh, for sure. Especially here at Brandywine, we have so much to offer.
Yeah.
So much to offer.
And so no one has any excuse. You know, go to wherever, go on the website and see what the options are in terms of volunteering, because it will serve you well.
Yeah.
When you
Absolutely.
complete that resume and now you're ready to launch.
Absolutely.
And employers and those of us who are seeking employees look for candidates who show up rich with experiences.
Yeah.
And you can't get them all in the classroom.
No, you can't. It's about getting your feet wet, getting out there,
That's
and diving in head first, honestly.
Into something.
Just go for it. Right?
Absolutely.
Into
Just go
something.
for it.
I wanted to say that even when I was here, I was a cheerleader. I joined a cheerleader squad.
Really?
I was
No
I was
way.
the only woman of color, only girl of color.
I love
right?
it.
For the basketball team.
Yeah.
Loved it. We got a chance to go to the campuses, you know,
Travel around?
Travel.
That's great. That's
all the
so
basketball players.
yes.
That's awesome.
It's another way of building relationships
Oh,
and friendships
yeah.
that last a lifetime.
That's great. That's really
Yeah,
incredible.
I love it.
Yeah,
Well,
get
that was
involved
such
in
a great-
something.
Yeah.
Such a great message.
Or just talk to the person next to you in
How about
class.
that?
Figure it out.
Sometimes
Like,
you might just discover you got something in common,
Right?
right?
yes.
Who
Yes.
knew? Having a conversation.
I know.
Right? It's crazy. All right, let's transition into a segment we like to call Rapid Chattin', where we fire off some fun rapid fire questions. You ready?
Yes, I think so.
All right. It's a little challenging, but we'll go easy on you.
Okay.
All right. So, given your book title, Walking a Tightrope Backwards in High Heels, what is the craziest physical activity you've ever done in high heels?
Dance,
Dance. Yeah.
5-inch heels.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I did. It's facts.
What kind of
Facts.
style of dance?
It was for a Broadway show called Hello Broadway.
Oh.
They wanted dancers who were 5'3". No, they wanted dancers who were 5'6".
Okay.
I'm not 5'6". I'm 5'3".
So we needed a few extra inches.
Yeah.
And so I wore high heels
Okay.
to the audition, and I got the job.
There you go.
Look at that, guys.
Possibility thinking, right? I fit the criteria,
Yeah.
and I got the job. So I
that?
danced for a year.
She made it work. She made it work, guys. I mean, come on now.
True
Awesome.
story.
That is
So
awesome.
Now I ended up being the shortest girl in the kick line, but all I wanted was an opportunity to dance. That's
That's
all I wanted to do.
That's it.
And so I danced in heels in a show titled Hello Broadway.
That's
Hey,
awesome. That
you
takes
had
real
a vision,
talent.
you went after it,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Love it.
So, in the same vein as the last question, what's your favorite style of shoe?
I really like spike heels.
Okay.
Okay.
I wore 5-inch heels to President Barack Obama's first inauguration. They
Okay.
were some fabulous funky shoes by Stuart Weitzman. I cannot wear them anymore, but I still have them as a reminder that I used to at one time could wear 5-inch heels.
I love it.
Sharp.
Oh, yeah.
Sharp. They were pewter high heel.
Yeah.
And they were my favorite then.
Gotcha.
Now my favorite are kitten heels that are chunky.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh, I could get behind
The
those.
chunky is
Yeah.
is
It's
very
very
in.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a chunky anything.
Oh yeah. All right, question 3. One we like to ask everyone. If you were stranded on a desert island, what celebrity would you call for help?
I love Michelle Obama
Yes.
for everything that she represents.
Yeah.
Everything. She's a mom, and she figured out how to walk the tightrope with grace and lots of time under unfair pressure, right? So she comes to mind instinctively.
Okay.
But my favorite it would be Ava DuVernay, because she too broke glass ceilings. A filmmaker who went to UCLA and went to the film school and was the first woman of color to make $100 million at the box office.
Oh, it's
and her
amazing.
focus is always documentaries. So she's smart. And I actually keep videos of her when I see her on TV segments, but then I got a chance to meet her last year 2024, at the
Okay.
Democratic National Convention. And I became her subject for it. She was doing a documentary of the convention, and I was working at the convention, and she had invited me into the room.
No
and
way.
she was everything I imagined her to be: kind and made you feel comfortable. And she worked her magic with all this equipment. She's
It's amazing.
Amazing. So Ava DuVernay would be my first choice.
I love
That's
it.
awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
So you danced for Philadelphia Dance Company and became a dance instructor. What's your favorite style of dance?
Jazz.
Okay.
Oh, that's a
Jazz,
good one.
jazz,
Great.
and jazz.
Solid.
Yes. That's the kind of dance that like I'll be watching it and I'm just like moving.
dancing
'cause it
your
just makes
seat.
you want to move.
Oh yeah. Go
That's
for it, Ava.
definitely my favorite.
That is a good one.
Yeah, that's
That is
great.
definitely a good one.
All right, Blondell. Well, it's been great having you on the podcast today. We really enjoyed hearing everything that you had to say, and we feel it will definitely resonate with our listeners. We wish you the best of luck with all your future endeavors, and congratulations on the release of your memoir. And hold it up again.
Oh,
Let our
major
viewers check it out.
Congratulations.
Walking a tightrope backwards in high heels.
There you
I
go.
want to
go,
thank
guys.
you both for this. It's the first for me with students.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
we're so
Thank
happy.
you.
Very, very, very thankful.
Yeah.
Well, we're pleased to have you on here, and we're so glad that you agreed to come, pay us a visit and join us on the podcast. So
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, lots of things I'll be taking away from this conversation.
Absolutely.
So it's time well spent.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Of course,
Blondell.
yes. Thank
Okay.
you.
Very welcome.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. We are done chatting for today. This podcast was recorded in the Penn State Brandywine Makerspace Media Production Studio. We Are Chattin was made possible by Penn State Brandywine Strategic Communications and the Brandywine Launchbox. Remember to like this podcast and stream it on wherever you get your podcasts.